Namaskaram and a very good evening, all of you. Can I have a confirmation if we are live? Sorry. Are we live? I can't see it. Just a second. No, we are not. Are we live? Once I have a confirmation, we'll begin. Okay, just give me a moment, I'll check it. Sometimes, yeah, it shows live here. Why are we not live yet on my phone? I don't know what's wrong. Okay, I think something's wrong. I need to check it. Are we live now? I don't know why is there an issue. So everything seems fine. I guess yes, we're live now. Chalo na abhi. Cool. Good enough. Let's begin. Okay, so today, what are we going to talk about? Can you guess from the pictures? Any guesses? And how is everybody doing? Okay, meanwhile, let's make a couple of announcements. So my name is Karishma and I'm bringing to you the series known as Eclectic Reading. We have successfully completed 40 episodes today, and 40 is a great number. So we have done 40 episodes, as in today we'll complete 40th, and we've done 40 episodes of various kinds of articles. I've tried and picked up practically every kind of genre out there, done questions of all kinds with you, explained to you how to select, anticipate, participate, guess, talk to the author, find the tone, find the title, and so on and so forth. So I hope that the series has been helpful to you so far. If you have any article suggestions, feel free to comment in the comment box. In the comment box, not in the live chat, because comment box is easily accessible even afterwards. Oh, alright, let's go ahead. No, not mental fatigue. No mental fight. We're talking about hatred today. Okay. Anyway, you must know that there is this fantastic offer going on, and it is ending today, wherein you are getting a 20% off, and then there is a price hike that is happening from tomorrow. So this offer ends today. So if you subscribe today, these are the rates which are visible on your screen, and you can use my code Karishma Live for extra discounts on whatever is going on right now. So additional discounts. Also, a lot of people had been asking us for a 6-month program for 2022. So it has been launched now. So you can take it today, and it will cover everything from CAT, SNAP, and ZAT to IFT and NMAT. Okay, so it's a great deal, but it's valid only for today. So it's valid only for today. You subscribe. This is the offer price which is going on, 16,000, and you will get a further 10% discount on this when you use code Karishma Live. Great offer. सब्सक्राइब टुडे और पढ़ना स्टार्ट कर दो, बहुत लेट हो गया, सीधी सी बात है. और अगर आपको कोई भी क्वेरीज हैं, डाउट्स है, कुछ है, तो आप इस नंबर पर रब्ता कायम कर सकते हैं. और 2023 के बैचेस भी स्टार्ट हो गए हैं. इफ़ यूर 23 एस्पिरेंट देन यू कैन बाय अ 2-year plan. That's the best, or an 18-month plan minimum. So yeah, those are the announcements. Let's start studying. Hello Urvish, how are you? कैसे चल रही है life? Okay, imagine John, an honest employee whose colleague is a bigot. Who's a bigot? I've taught you this word in the tone class. So bigot is a person who's obsessed with your gender, religion, nation, and so on and so forth, and a harasser of women. From their first interaction, John did not like the way his co-worker made inappropriate jokes. He recently called John too soft after John declined his proposal to steal from their company to make some extra money. तो अभी जॉन भाई का ना लाइफ थोड़ा झंड हो रखा है. तो ये ऑनेस्ट एम्प्लॉय है, इज एन ऑनेस्ट एम्प्लॉय. colleague bhai sahab hai bigot, so he's obsessed with maybe being a man or maybe with his religion, we don't know. And he's also going around harassing women. And from the very first interaction, John does not like that his colleague makes inappropriate jokes all the time. He recently called John too soft. So he's saying, John भाई तुम ना एकदम थोड़े डरपोक टाइप के आदमी हो. क्यों? क्योंकि तुम कंपनी से पैसा चुराने के लिए हाँ नहीं कर रहे हो. तो चुरा लेना चाहिए था ना यार, थोड़ा तो मतलब अंदर टेबल वी शुड बी अर्निंग. While he might never openly admit to hating anyone, John privately thinks to himself. John अभी किसी को लाइफ में बोलता नहीं है, लेकिन मन ही मन सोचता है, this guy represents the worst in our society. I hope something bad happens to him and he just goes away. I hate him. So then, this is something that John is thinking to himself, but he doesn't have the courage to openly talk about it to people. But after all, he's a colleague, he's working together. So then the feeling that John has for this person is that this person should go away and something wrong should happen with him because he's the worst kind of person possible and John just hates him. What does it mean to say that someone like John hates his co-worker rather than just disliking or feeling contempt for him? तो ये normal dislike है या आप contemptuous feel कर रहे हैं? I taught you contemptuous also in the RC Tones class. So contemptuous is usually when you consider somebody as inferior, okay? So then when you say that you hate your co-worker, so how is that different from saying that you dislike your co-worker or you have a feeling of contempt towards your co-worker? People claim to hate all sorts of things. For example, drama, traffic jams, mathematics, broccoli, Mondays, VARC. You can hate so many things. But if they are asked about other people, especially specific individuals and groups, feelings of hate are not disclosed so easily. I mean, online though it's possible. It's easy also, yeah. I get hate all the time online. But offline it's not common. Because people think. Why? Because there is no anonymity there. So then when you talk about specific individual or group, people will not disclose their feelings of hate very easily. Hate is a heavy subject. When trying to understand prejudice is पूर्वाग्रह है. आपके दिमाग में पहले से ही कुछ notions हैं, उसको हम prejudice बोलते हैं. Terrorism or genocide. Genocide is killing mass killing, yeah, or killing large numbers of people. People cannot help but think of hate as one of the primary causes. तो जब हम प्रेजुडिस की बात करते हैं, हम टेररिज्म की बात करते हैं, हम जेनोसाइड की बात करते हैं, अभी ये भारी भरकम शब्द है, तब हेट एक प्राइमरी कॉज निकल कर आता है. आप लोगों को उड़ा देते हैं सुसाइड बॉम्बिंग से, आर्म्स एंड एम्यूनिशन से, बिल्डिंग में प्लेन घुसा के, गैस चेम्बर्स में डाल के, गोलियों से उड़ा के. एक स्ट्रॉन्ग एलिमेंट ऑफ हेट है. हेट बड़ा हेवी सब्जेक्ट है और हेट ऐसे केसेस में एक प्राइमरी कॉज रहता है. Currently, there is no consensus among scholars about hate's nature. तो अभी scholars आपस में ऐसे में consensus is unanimity, having the same opinion कि hate का actually nature क्या होता है. Hate has been described widely as an emotion. So some people will say that hate is an emotion. Some people will say it's an attitude. Somebody as a person can be a hateful person. It's an attitude. It is also a sentiment close to an emotion. So you feel hateful for some time, you may not feel it all the time. For some people, you can feel hateful all the time. Some scholars think that hate is an extreme version of anger or dislike. So some scholars say कि बहुत ज़्यादा गुस्सा होता है, पाइल अप, और वो बढ़ता जाता है, तो वो hate का फॉर्म ले लेता है. कोई चीज़ dislike से start होके भी hate बन सकती है. So I can dislike a colleague, but then he keeps pestering me all the time, so I can start hating him eventually. Some describe hate as a blend of emotions such as anger, contempt and disgust. कुछ scholars कहते हैं कि ना ये extreme version नहीं है, ये सबका खिचड़ी है. थोड़ा गुस्सा डाल दीजिए, थोड़ा कॉन्टेम्प्ट डालिए और एंड में डिस्गस्ट का तड़का लगा लीजिए, हेट तैयार है. डिस्गस्ट इज व्हेन यू फील रिपल्सिव. यू कैन फाइंड सम कलर्स डिस्गस्टिंग, यू कैन फाइंड सम प्लेसेस डिस्गस्टिंग, यू कैन फाइंड सम मेंटालिटी डिस्गस्टिंग. इट्स रिपल्सिव. you can't stand the thought or the sight of it. And others regard hate as a distinct and unique feeling. और तीसरा स्कॉलर का तबका क्या कहता है कि हेट बिल्कुल अलग है, सबसे डिस्टिंक्ट है, सबसे यूनिक है. Theories also diverge in their descriptions of hate's antecedents, triggers, functions and behavioral outcomes. तो theories अलग अलग हैं. कोई hate के antecedents को describe करता है. Antecedent is something that comes before the other. कभी कभी हम hate के triggers की बात करते हैं. So there are certain things or behaviors that can trigger hatred. Hate के functions की बात करते हैं, and of course there are behavioral outcomes of hatred. Nevertheless, people confidently talk about hate speech, hate crime or anti-hate campaigns. So then people are not very comfortable accepting their hatred for something But when it comes to hate speech, hate crime, and anti-hate campaigns, now this is very common. People, so you will listen to, you will hear about hate speech online. You will also hear about hate crime. You will also hear about anti-hate campaigns. I have to apologize. There is somebody at the door and continuously ringing the bell. Just give me a moment. Alright, so this says hate speech, hate crime, anti-hate campaigns. What we do know is that hate is intense and enduring, and it seems to be based on a view of its targets as essentially bad and threatening. तो इन सब बातों में जब हम हेट स्पीच, हेट क्राइम, एंटी हेट कैंपेन की बात करते हैं तो एक चीज़ है जो कॉमन है, क्या कि हेट बड़ा इंटेंस फीलिंग है, कोई छोटा फीलिंग नहीं है. एंड आई वुड लाइक टू पॉइंट आउट हियर दैट इफ यू आर अ पर्सन हु कीप्स सेइंग, who keeps using the word hate frivolously, I think today is the day that you change this. So don't just say that, I hate XYZ just because you had a jhagda. Okay. Don't just say I hate XYZ just because you had a rift over or a disagreement over something. Hate is a very intense feeling, okay? And it's also enduring. So hatred doesn't go away after 1 hour or one sulah or one, incidents. Hate is something that stays. It's enduring. Endurance basically sahan shakti, right? The power to bear something. Here, enduring means something that stays for a long time because there is a long duration. Okay? And it seems to be based on a view of its targets as essentially bad and threatening. तो ये ऐसे टारगेट्स पे बेस्ड है जो कि एसेंशियली आप जिन्हें खराब समझते हैं और ये थ्रेटनिंग है. सो हेट इज नॉट अ सुपरफिशियल और अ लाइट इमोशन. इट्स अ हैवी, intense, long-lasting emotion. For example, when the very important, I have taught you, I gave you this homework, Rwanda genocide. You remember? I told you ये आता है RCs में. Here is the proof. When the Hutus slaughtered the Tutsis in the Rwanda genocide of 1990. But how many of you did this homework? Seriously? RC genres helps. The hate they experienced appears to have been based on the perception that the Tutsis were essentially evil and that they should be eliminated. Hutus ने Tutsis को मारा. रोज 800 Tutsis को मारते थे. लगभग 800 to 1000 Tutsis were killed every day by the Hutus in Rwanda. You're killing people simply because they belong to a certain group. What is this? You must be hating them, right? And your hatred is so great that you want these people to just die. You want them to be eliminated from the face of the planet. Similarly, the hate embodied by the Ku Klux Klan and other extremist groups often goes decades back or longer, transcending generations and sometimes lying dormant until it finds a new trigger. अभी Ku Klux Klan का भी किस्सा हुआ जहाँ पर बहुत सारे extremist groups ने बहुत सारे लोगों को मारा है. You will see that some hatred can last for decades. Inter-religion conflict अगर आप देखेंगे, कंट्रीज के बीच का कॉन्फ्लिक्ट अगर आप देखेंगे तो आप देखेंगे जेनरेशन दर जेनरेशन. इंडिया पाकिस्तान का एग्जाम्पल ले लीजिए, कितने साल हो गए. For how many years have we been talking about Indo-Pak friendliness? How many years have we been talking about Indo-Pak enmity? Why? Because this is something that transcends generations. Hate is such a strong emotion. Sometimes what happens is it lies dormant. जैसे मामला ठंडा पड़ जाता है, फिर कोई ट्रिगर आ जाएगा. Again it will come back to the surface. We also know that people can hate close individual. अभी सिर्फ कंट्री शंट्री की बात नहीं है. आपके फैमिली मेम्बर्स, आपका कोई एस्ट्रेंज्ड फ्रेंड, आपका अपना स्पाउस, रोमांटिक पार्टनर से भी हेट्रेड हो सकता है. अ लॉट ऑफ पीपल एंड अप breaking up really badly with their family, friends and partners. So hate is a very, very strong emotion. Still, there is a lack of empirical research. I have taught you empiricism now. Empirical research is research which is based on evidence and data and experiments. अभी हेट के लिए क्या एक्सपेरिमेंट कीजिएगा? तो ऑथर कहता है कि भाई घनघोर कमी है रिसर्च की. Examining hate's distinctive features partly because studying hate is methodologically difficult. How do you study that I hate something or someone? It's difficult, right? I am not even sure whether I'll be honest with you. So it's difficult. Methodologically it's difficult. Research ethics boards are not happy about it because research के कुछ ethics होते हैं, वो कहते हैं कि क्या आप लोगों के अंदर hatred जगा रहे हैं. It's not okay to induce feelings like that in the participants. So then the author says that I set out to investigate how is hate different from dislike, anger, contempt or disgust. तो author ने बोला मैं अपने level पे जो हो सकेगा वो study करूँगा. तो उसने एक series of studies करी. अंडर द कंडीशन ऑफ एनोनिमिटी. ऑब्वियसली नाम लेके तो कोई नहीं बताएगा, लेकिन एनोनिमिटी के अंडर मोस्ट पीपल ओपनली डिस्क्राइब्ड इंडिविजुअल्स एंड ग्रुप्स दैट दे हेट. So a lot of people, at the risk of without the risk of being named, at comfort of being anonymous, they might end up describing what political parties, what celebrities, what individuals in their life, or what groups do they hate in general, often with a cathartic level of detail. Catharsis भी मैंने आपको आरसी genres में पढ़ाया है. Catharsis is when you vent out your feelings, when you just, for example, you call a friend and you cry and share all that you have in your head. That's catharsis. तो जब लोगों से बिना उनके डिटेल मांगे उनसे हेट्रेड के बारे में बात की गई, तो लोगों ने इस लेवल तक डिटेल दिया कि उन्होंने अपना सारा फ्रस्ट्रेशन बाहर निकाल दिया. Suggesting, what does this prove? That hate is more frequent than you might imagine. तो हमको ऐसा लगता है कि अरे नहीं, hatred too strong. Yeah, I don't hate anyone, but actually when people are given a chance, they'll show you that they hate a lot. A key finding is that across the different dimensions, hate seems most distinct from dislike or anger. तो ऑथर कहता है कि सबसे ज़्यादा फर्क है हेट्रेड में डिसलाइक और एंगर से. तो डिसलाइक और एंगर अलग इशू है और हेट्रेड अलग इशू है. और कंटेम्प्ट से थोड़ा सा डिफरेंस है, समवॉट लेस डिस्टिंक्ट. और डिस्गस्ट से लीस्ट डिफरेंट है, लीस्ट डिस्टिंक्ट है. सो डिस्गस्ट एंड हेट आर वेरी क्लोज, एंड दैट इट शेयर्स सम फीचर्स विद कंटेम्प्ट एंड डिस्गस्ट. और कुछ कुछ कॉमन बातें हैं कंटेम्प्ट और डिस्गस्ट के साथ. What explains these differences between hate and other negative emotions? I have a question for you. You have to be careful now. Negative emotions are thought to have evolved as goal-oriented mechanisms that help individuals to coordinate their physiological, cognitive, behavioral systems for dealing with different threats. Evolutionary perspective से negative emotion का क्या मतलब है? Negative emotion का मतलब है कि आपका body, आपका system, physiologically, brain, cognitive और overall behavior psychological, आपको कैसे बिहेव करना है लाइफ में और आप कैसे थ्रेट्स के साथ डील करेंगे, उसके लिए नेगेटिव इमोशंस बने हैं. फॉर एग्जाम्पल, इफ यू गेट नेगेटिव वाइब्स फ्रॉम अ पर्सन, यू टेंड टू स्टे अवे फ्रॉम देम. इफ यू डोंट लाइक द वे अ ग्रुप टॉक्स अबाउट विमेन, यू मे वॉन्ट टू स्टे अवे फ्रॉम देम. सो नाउ अ वुमन नॉट लाइकिंग अ मिसोजिनिस्टिक ग्रुप इज बेसिकली हर सर्वाइवल टेक्निक. उसको पता है कि यार ये बंदे ठीक नहीं है, ये सब मिसोजिनिस्टिक है, मैं इनके साथ सेफ नहीं हूँ. तो शी इज सेविंग हर सेल्फ अगेंस्ट थ्रेट. So all of these negative emotions are nothing but ways of dealing with threats. Those threats could be physical, those threats could be emotional or mental. Dislike is a broad negative affective state that guides people. अभी dislike बहुत common है. Dislike could be I don't like this red color pen. I want a pink color pen. This simple thing could come under dislike, right? When people dislike someone, they do not necessarily mean that I want to harm you. So for example, if I say that I don't like the t-shirt that Animesh is wearing, okay? I don't want to hurt Animesh. I don't want, in fact, Animesh to even change his t-shirt. I'm just making a simple statement, and it's a very light statement. There is no harm hidden here. They simply prefer not to be near them. But yeah, because I don't like his dressing sense, I am not going to be friends with him. Dating, oh, forget it. I can't date him. This is dislike, okay? Hate is a negative affective state, but one really wants the other person out of one's life completely. Now I will not say that Animesh का t-shirt अच्छा नहीं है तो यार ये मैं ऐसे दोस्त नहीं बनाते. This is superficial. Hatred is much deeper. If I hate Animesh, I'm sorry, I don't hate you. So then I will say कि यार ये आदमी को मेरे जीवन से बाहर निकालो, मेरे को इस आदमी की शक्ल नहीं देखने का है. You want him completely out of your life. And if my hatred is strong, I might be willing to take steps to make that happen. I'll block him, I'll kill him, I'll give his supari, I don't know, I'll hide my accounts and phone number from him, I'll buy a new SIM if that's required, so on and so forth. Now when you come, this is comparison number 1 with dislike. The comparison number 2 is with anger. So anger, contempt and disgust में थोड़े और अच्छे differences है. Nuanced is जिसमें बारीकियाँ, nuances are बारीकियाँ, intricacies. So the differences are a bit more nuanced, sophisticated. For example, people get angry when other people misbehave. You misbehave all the time in the class, and I get angry all the time in the class, yeah? Now this anger is aimed at changing your behavior. I want you to type less in the class and concentrate on the notes. What do I have a problem with? I have a problem with you using the keyboard more than you use your brains. I don't have a problem with you. I mean, you guys can have a problem with me, but that's a different story. So I have a problem with your behavior. It's very short term. For example, somebody is smoking a cigarette in a non-smoking area. Now everybody will start getting angry. People will start overtly showing anger. Overtly हम anger कैसे दिखा, हम looks देंगे बंदे को, ऐसे ऐसे करेंगे बार बार, या फिर बोल ही देंगे उठ के. किसी के पास बच्चा है तो वो टोकी देगा कि अरे बाहर जाइए, I don't want my child to be a passive smoker. This can induce the smoker to either put out the cigarette, put out is extinguish, or leave the room. However, unlike anger, hate seems to be aimed not at the behavior per se, but at the target themselves. Now, if I hate you, then it's not about you typing or you smoking or you wearing a t-shirt that I don't. Then it's about who you are as a person. Who you are or who you represent. Hate's goal is therefore not to change your behavior, but I don't want you in my life. I want to get rid of you forever. Based on the perception that they are essentially bad and unchangeable. तो अभी मैंने मान लिया कि यार ये आदमी, ये बंदा, ये बंदी सुधर नहीं सकते, ये इनको मेरे जीवन से निकालो, मेरे सामने नहीं आने चाहिए. So I essentially believe that you're bad and you're unchangeable. You have incorrigible behavior. Incorrigible, remember? जिसको correct नहीं किया जा सकता. That is likely one reason why people tend to experience hate for longer periods of time than anger. इसलिए गुस्सा छट जाता है. हम एक दिन डांट खाते हैं, अगले दिन मस्ती करते हैं. इनफैक्ट अगले दिन क्या, हम 5 मिनट बाद ही मस्ती करते हैं. लेकिन अगर हेट्रेड होती तो फिर वो जल्दी डिसिपेट नहीं होती. हेट्रेड चलती रहती है. Anger dissipates relatively quickly, especially when the unwanted behavior will stop, cease लिखा हुआ है उसकी जगह. Contempt and disgust are focused on individuals or groups' disposition. Disposition is the position that you hold, the stance that you have about something in life, your ideology. Contempt is looking down at others. I told you, stealing somebody as inferior or viewing them as inferior. The goal is derogate, belittle करना, हंसी उड़ाना, या फिर उनको ग्रुप से बाहर निकाल देना. School politics, school bullying, you exclude people. Yeah. Disgust is evoked when people appraise others as immoral or undesirable. अभी disgust क्या? Fat people are often considered disgusting. So all the beautiful girls of the class will make a group and will find people like me disgusting, and they will not be friends with me. So then this is disgust. You're also treating me as inferior, so then that is contempt. Now why are you treating me with repulsion? Because you think that people like me are undesirable. Because you think that it's not okay to be a certain way. And the goal of disgust is to avoid or distance. हम सुंदर लड़के हैं भाई, हम नहीं रहते ऐसे लोगों के साथ, हम fashionistas, divas हैं. So then you maintain your distance from people who you don't like. When people feel hate, targets are not just perceived as inferior, immoral or undesirable. तो contempt में और disgust में क्या था? हमने किसी को immoral समझा, undesirable समझा, inferior समझा और उनको अलग कर दिया. Hate में आप किसी को सिर्फ inferior, सिर्फ immoral या सिर्फ undesirable नहीं समझते हैं. शायद आप इन सब का कॉम्बो समझ सकते हैं. तो ये ज़्यादा इंटेंस फीलिंग है. दिस इज द लास्ट स्लाइड. देयर इज समथिंग एल्स, समथिंग अबाउट देम दैट मोटिवेट्स एन स्पेशली स्ट्रॉन्ग रिएक्शन टू द पॉइंट ऑफ वांटिंग टू एलिमिनेट देम फिजिकली. और अभी बात ये नहीं है कि तू मेरे ग्रुप में नहीं आएगी, अभी बुलिंग पे बात खत्म नहीं. अभी बात ये है कि तू स्कूल में ही क्यों रहती है, तू कॉलोनी में एग्जिस्ट ही क्यों करती है, तो तू पैदा क्यों हुई है. दिस इज हेट्रेड. So there is a very strong reaction about it. So in such cases, you will want to eliminate a group symbols. In intergroup hate, you will want to eliminate the entire group. It's not just about excluding or avoiding. Okay. So what is it that people find so threatening about the targets? तो ऐसा क्यों है कि जिससे हमें नफरत है उसको हमें threatening क्यों लगता है? In a set of studies currently under review, we found that participants expressed significantly more hate towards people who were endorsing. Endorsing is advocating, marketing, supporting views that were opposite to their own on issues such as abortion, legalization of drugs, same-sex marriages. You've heard the word homophobia, people who can't tolerate same-sex relationships and marriages. You've also heard about anti-abortion campaigns, people who believe that once you've conceived, you must have the baby because killing the child is a sin, maybe, according to the religions that they are following. ड्रग्स कैन नॉट बी लीगलाइज्ड, या तो साइकोडेलिक्स एक्सेट्रा के अगेंस्ट कैंपेन करते हैं लोग. तो जो लोग इनके फेवर में थे वो इनके अगेंस्ट में रहने वाले लोगों के, या जो अगेंस्ट में थे वो इनके फेवर में रहने वाले लोगों के बिल्कुल अगेंस्ट थे. एंड दे हेट पीपल हु हैव द ऑपोजिट स्टांस ऑफ व्हाट दे हैव. देन व्हाई? बिकॉज यू ब्लॉकिंग देयर गोल्स एंड you cause them to lose a reward. So then If I am supposed to hate a person who's just, not letting me do well at office, or somebody who's not letting me be popular at school, or because of somebody I can't win a reward, that's not very a great source of a great, I would say, victim of my hatred. I'm going to hate more. I'm going to, have more hate for people who have opposite stances of what I have in life. So see, if I am pro-abortion, I cannot tolerate anti-abortion. If I am heteronormative, I cannot tolerate homosexuals. So then this causes hate. This could indicate that at least part of what people find particularly aversive is disliking, about their hate targets is the perception that those individuals or groups endorse the opposite of what they believe is fair, noble and right. अभी हेट्रेड का क्या मतलब है कि मैं ये मानती हूँ कि मैं जो सोचती हूँ वो सही है, नेक है और एकदम बढ़िया है, फेयर है, जस्टिफाइड है, और आप उसका ऑपोजिट सोच रखते हैं, और मेरे वजह से लाइफ और सोसाइटी अच्छी है और आपके वजह से सोसाइटी खराब है. So if I'm heteronormative, I'll say that, oh, you are homosexuals, I hate you. I can't tolerate the LGBTQ community. Why? Because I think that it is not good for the society. I think it's not good for life. I think it's not normal. So then I will hate you. Why? Because I, in my head, am the fair, noble and right person and you are the wrong person. These beliefs are part and parcel of people's identities. So whether you're heteronormative or you are pro-homo or you are anti-homo, it's a part of your identity, isn't it? This adds an extra threatening ingredient. Then this becomes difficult. Then it's ideology based. People can dislike aspects of a person. I don't like your t-shirt, you don't like mine. You don't like my earrings, I don't like your hair. Not a big deal, right? You can get temporarily angry at your behavior. So you don't like me using more Hindi. I don't like you talking in the class. Anything. Hate seems to be fundamental and non-negotiable disagreement. हम बैठ के जिसकी सुलह ना कर सकें, वहाँ तक बात आ जाए, और कोर मॉरल बिलीव्स की बात हो, फिर हेट्रेड होती है. सो हेट्रेड इज नॉट सुपरफिशियल, इट्स डीपर. दिस कुड फ्यूल अ हाइटेंड इमोशनल एक्सपीरियंस एंड प्रिपेयर इंडिविजुअल्स फॉर अटैकिंग रादर देन अवॉइडिंग. तो अवॉइड कर सकते हो, मेरे को आप पसंद नहीं है, मेरे से दूर रहिए, मैं आपसे दूर रहूँगी, मैं आपका फ़ोन नहीं उठाऊंगी, ये अवॉइडिंग हो गया. अटैकिंग इसकी मेरे को आपसे इतनी नफरत है कि मैं 4 लोगों को फ़ोन करती हूँ, बंदे बुलाती हूँ और आपको पीटने आपके घर आती हूँ. ये हेट्रेड है. सो इट्स मच स्ट्रॉन्गर. There is a heightened emotional experience being involved here. Having a clear idea of what hate means and what its dynamics are is essential for identifying and responding. तो समझना ज़रूरी है कि hate कैसे काम करता है, तभी हम react कर पाएंगे. For instance, political ideologies that capitalize on identity threats or on the supposedly evil character of certain groups might be instilling much more than anger among followers. अभी ये बहुत important है. पॉलिटिकल आइडियोलॉजीज इस बात के मजे उठाती है. कैपिटलाइज मतलब गेन करती है. कैपिटलाइज मीन्स गेन. इट कुड बी मेकिंग मनी, मॉनिटरी गेन्स, और इट कुड बी जनरली सम कैपिटलाइजिंग ऑन समथिंग इज टेकिंग एडवांटेज ऑफ इट. आइडेंटिटी थ्रेट. पॉलिटिशियंस आइडेंटिटी थ्रेट्स को सारा टाइम यूज करते हैं. सो दे विल मेक रिलीजन्स फाइट, दे विल मेक एंटी होमो एंड प्रो होमो पीपल फाइट, they will make LGBTQ versus non-LGBTQ fight, they will make rich versus poor fight, because they know how to exploit people's hatreds. और on the supposedly evil character of certain groups, आप किसी ग्रुप को एक evil character दे दीजिए, सारा देश उनके खिलाफ हो जाएगा. So very very common in politics. Might be instilling much more than anger. तो और ये followers के बीच में सिर्फ anger बन के नहीं, anger होता तो फिर छट जाता. Transgenerational hatred को जन्म देती है politics. Sowing the seeds for long-term aggression and fostering social division. Society divide हो जाती है सारी की सारी, क्योंकि पॉलिटिकल आइडियोलॉजीज के चलते लोग एक दूसरे से नफरत करने लगते हैं. पॉलिसी मेकर्स हु आर कॉन्शियस ऑफ दिस माइट मेक स्ट्रॉन्गर एफर्ट्स टू कॉम्बैट द स्प्रेड ऑफ हेट ट्रिगरिंग नैरेटिव. तो पॉलिसी मेकर्स को ये समझना चाहिए, पढ़ना चाहिए और ये ध्यान रखना चाहिए कि हेट ट्रिगर करने वाले नैरेटिव्स को कंट्रोल करें, सिटीजन्स में अवेयरनेस रेज की जाए. अ क्लियरर कंसेप्चुअलाइजेशन ऑफ हेट might contribute to a better understanding of related concepts such as hate speech or hate crime, providing tools for legal actions or anti-hate initiatives. So the author says that if you have a clearer concept of hate in your mind, then obviously you'll also understand it better, you will see the related concepts better, you will understand hate speech and hate crime better, and then what can you do? You can make better policies, take legal actions, take anti-hate activities and initiatives. Okay. I hope you enjoyed the article. Let's do 3 fantastic questions. Take them as a challenge. try to get them right. Okay, a couple of announcements before that. This is what June looks like with me. So I'm doing previous year question papers of CAT. I'm doing practice course in grammar. I'm doing an RC crash course for new students wherein I'll cover all the theory that I've covered in 3 separate courses earlier. And I'm going to do booster course in GK. So June is going to be full of padai and fun. Okay. My discount code is Karishma Live. My classes can be explored under Karishma 2510 on the Unacademy website. This is the free class that I am doing on Sunday evening, 22nd, 6 p.m. I'm doing one RC from CAT 2021, a tougher one. Please come and join this and see how do we rule out options and how do we handle a tough RC like that. My Telegram channel is Karishma's VA_Enquishers. The notes are getting launched in phases at Unacademy. Please browse the details through and you can call on this number for more details. CAT Iconic offers you these extra features along with the plus features. Question number 1 ये रहा आपकी स्क्रीन पर. बताओ आंसर. Tell me your answer. Vishesh, Riya, Soumya. B, C, D. बाकी A क्यों छोड़ दिया? So there are two parts to the question. One says there is not much to learn. Second says there is learning involved. क्या ठीक है? ऑथर का टोन कैसा है? लर्निंग होनी चाहिए कि हो गई है खत्म? So one thing that you could have paid attention to is this says that, where is that sentence? Let me find it for you. I am missing it. Yeah. In a set of studies currently under review, उसने क्या बोला? There is a lack of empirical evidence. You remember that line? And then it is saying that it is in a set of studies currently under review. मतलब काम अभी चल रहा है. तो अगर काम अभी चल रहा है तो यानी सीखना बाकी है. तो not much to learn तो पक्का बाहर जाएगा. तो lot to learn, much more to learn, much more to learn ठीक है. यहाँ कहता है स्ट्रॉन्ग इमोशन, यहाँ कहता है स्ट्रॉन्ग नेगेटिव इमोशन, यहाँ कहता है नेगेटिव इमोशन. इमोशन स्ट्रॉन्ग है, नेगेटिव है या दोनों है? मेरे हिसाब से तो दोनों है. ठीक, बट ये बहुत स्ट्रॉन्ग रीजन नहीं हुआ, तो और आगे पढ़ेंगे. यहाँ लिखा है वी हैव नो सेंस ऑफ व्हाट इट मीन्स टू फील हेट. व्हाट इज द पैसेज टॉकिंग अबाउट देन? द पैसेज इज एक्सप्लेनिंग यू दैट हाउ इट फील्स टू हेट and how is it different from anger, disgust and contempt. So how can we say that we have no sense? We are developing a better sense is right. The author is giving you an idea कि how is hatred different from anger, disgust and contempt. तो it's work in progress. That's the tone of the author. तो वो कहता है कि strong negative emotion है, बहुत कुछ सीखना बाकी है और मैं तैयारी कर रहा हूँ. बेसिकली आपका कैट का प्रेप जैसा है. टफ एग्जाम, पढ़ रहा हूँ और पढ़ना है. That's the answer. So therefore C is the best answer. There's much more to learn. It's a strong negative emotion and we are developing a better sense. We can live without understanding? No. Last में कहता है कि we should work on it. We should make policies. We should conceptualize it better. So this is wrong. So this is what the passage says in the end. There is a lot to learn and we are developing a sense of what it means to feel hate. Okay? Let's go and do the second one. Come on. Do this. This is a that style question. Answers, please. सारे ठीक है. ऑप्शन देखो विशेष. 2, 3, 4. Oh my god. Hate, unlike other emotions, stems from an uncompromising conflict, non-negotiable disagreement. अरे यार, non-negotiable disagreement. This is what it says. तो बस उसी के synonyms लिखे हैं मैंने. Non-negotiable, uncompromising, conflict, disagreement. Core value. सही है ये. This is how hatred is different. तो डिसलाइक में तो मुझे तुम्हारी टी शर्ट पसंद नहीं थी, कोई बात नहीं, लेकिन कोर वैल्यू से एकदम नॉन नेगोशिएबल डिसएग्रीमेंट हो जाए तो हेट्रेड हो जाएगी. अबॉर्शन वाज एन एग्जांपल. हेट माइट एम एट एलिमिनेशन रादर दैन एक्सक्लूजन. यस, इट एम्स एट एलिमिनेशन रादर दैन एक्सक्लूजन. दिस इज रॉन्ग. दिस इज राइट. देयर इज द ओके, आई कांट हैव एन इरेजर हियर. अनअकैडमी के क्लास की आदत है. सो हेट इज अबाउट एलिमिनेशन. एक्सक्लूजन से काम नहीं चलेगा. मैं तुम्हारे घर आ जाऊंगी तुम्हारे को उड़ाने के लिए. दैट्स हेट्रेड. हेट अनलाइक अदर इमोशंस हैज कैथार्टिक वैल्यू. नो. उसने बोला था कि जब लोगों को बोला गया दैट यू कैन बी एनोनिमस एंड यू कैन टॉक अबाउट हेट्रेड, पीपल गेव कैथार्टिक डिटेल अबाउट द पीपल एंड ग्रुप्स दे हेट. Hatred has cathartic value? No. You can be festering with hatred within you. There is no catharsis associated with it. So this is wrong. हमें नॉट अ लाइकली एक्सप्लेनेशन बताना है. तो इसका मतलब या तो आंसर ये होगा या ये होगा या ये होगा, क्योंकि सी पक्का आंसर है. हेट अनलाइक अदर इमोशंस इज मोर फ्रीक्वेंट इन पीपल्स लाइव्स देन वी माइट इमेजिन. सो दैट्स ट्रू, राइट? दिस इज ट्रू. बट डज दैट मेक इट डिफरेंट फ्रॉम द अदर इमोशंस? डज इट एक्सप्लेन हाउ इज हेट्रेड डिफरेंट फ्रॉम द अदर इमोशंस? नो. So this is also not the answer. So I'm left with two options now, D and third and fourth. Hate, unlike other emotions, might aim at exclusion rather than elimination. No, it aims as elimination, not at exclusion. Disgust is exclusion. बाहर निकाल दो, दूर रह लो. Hatred is उड़ा डालो. Opposite of option B. So C, D, E is the answer. Hate, unlike other emotions, must be associated with people's ideologies and identities. That's true. So the answer is C, D, E. ठीक. I think I'm getting better at making questions, am I not? All right, let's do the last question. सही हो गया? लाओ चॉकलेट भेजो. Are you sure, Anil? Are you sure, Ashutosh? Are you sure, Praveen? Are you sure, Nupur? Check your answer, come on. Does the passage explain why hate is heavier than others, or does the passage just say that hate is heavy? The passage talks about how is hate different from anger, contempt, disgust. And why should we being studying hate is mentioned in the last paragraph. So what is the best answer? The best answer is A. Why is it unique? Why is it not anger? Why is it not dislike? Why is it not contempt? Why is it not disgust? And why is it important to talk about this? We have to talk about it because you have to make policies accordingly and make sure that we are able to do something about it. Now, so we've done the comparison, of course. So this is the title of the passage. What makes hate a unique emotion and why that matters? The passage just says that hate is heavy and people don't admit it. I'll show it to you if you have a doubt. A lot of you have given B as the answer. ये रहा, बस इतना दिया हुआ है. Hate is a heavy subject. That's all. This is not the central idea. This is one of the ideas given in the passage. The passage is about how hate is different and why you need to understand hate and its uniqueness. How hate drives terrorism, genocides and politics is narrow. How hate is heavy is narrow. How can we manage is not given. कहाँ दिया हुआ है कि हम अपनी hatred कैसे manage कर सकते हैं? Not given. What makes hate identifiable? Yes. What makes hate surmountable? No. We have not talked about how can we surmount or overcome hatred. Not mentioned in the passage. Poor answer. Answer is A. And that's the source of the article. What makes hate a unique emotion and why that matters from psyche.co. I have removed very small chunks from the passage. You don't need to reread it. I don't think that's required. So no unnecessary homework there. Rather, you should read new articles. You can use my code Karishma Life for great discounts, and that's all for me for YouTube. I will see you at 7:30 now with a grammar class. It's going to be a fun and easy class on adverbs. I'm trying to give you good questions, Soumya. That's all I can say. Thank you, K. Ray. Okay, bye. Take care of yourselves. I'll see you at 7:30.